Hello. If you are here in the building with us today, we wanted to let you know that we have a little hospitality set up for after service. There are tables and chairs being put outside on Page Street and some coffee and pastries being set up in our lower lobby. You can walk through the downstairs lobby into the lower lobby to get some pastries and then step out onto Page Street where you can take off your mask and enjoy some dining al fresco with our friends and family here at Unity San Francisco. I hope you can stay and enjoy a little time with us. Hello and welcome to Unity San Francisco. I wanted to let you know that from this Sunday on, we are open for guests here in the sanctuary with us. So if you're interested in coming for next Sunday's service, the registration will be up and running right after this service online on our website. You can sign up for next week's service. We have a maximum of 30 guests that can attend here in the building right now. It's where our COVID restrictions are with the city of San Francisco, and the most we can have in the space while feeling like we are protecting each person's space and comfort level and safety, health and safety. So 30 people, we welcome you. We are delighted to have you back, and sign up. It's on a first come, first served basis. If you're not on the web and need some help, just call me or call us here in the office and we will sign you up. All right. Thank you and have a great Sunday.
Mother cannot guide you. Now you're on your own. Only me beside you. Still you're not alone. No one is alone. Truly, no one is alone. Sometimes people leave you halfway through the wood. Others may deceive you. You decide what's good. You decide alone. But no one is alone. I wish. I know. Mother isn't here now.
Wrong things, right things.
Who knows what she'd say?
Who can say what's true?
Nothing's quite so clear now.
Do things, fight things.
Feel you've lost your way.
You decide, but you
are not alone.
alone.
Believe me, no one is alone.
No one is alone, believe me.
Truly, you move
Just a finger, say the slightest word. Something's bound to linger, be heard. No one acts alone. Careful, no one is alone. People make mistakes. Fathers, people make mistakes, holding to their own, thinking they're alone.
honor their mistakes. Everybody makes one another's terrible mistakes.
Witches can be right, giants can be good. You decide what's right, you decide what's good.
Just remember,
someone is on your side, our side, someone else is not. While we're seeing our side, maybe we forgot. They are not alone. No one is alone.
hard to see the light now.
Just don't let it go. Things will come out right now. We can make it so. Someone is on your side. No one is alone.
Hi there. I am so glad you're here with us at Unity San Francisco today. And I wanted to take this moment to talk to you about the changing protocols. They're changing everywhere. The CDC has rules, San Francisco City has rules, restaurants, stores all have different rules, and so do we. So what we'd like to say is our intention and our purpose in any of these rules or guidelines is to keep everyone not only safe, but to make sure that everybody feels as comfortable as possible during this time. So know that everything we're asking is for everyone's comfort and well-being. So while you're here in the sanctuary, in this room with us for service, I'm going to ask everyone here to keep their masks on, covering their nose and mouth while they're here in the sanctuary. Those of us who step onto platform will take our masks off when we're on platform and when we're speaking to you up here. Otherwise, as we step off of platform, we will take the mask off. When you go downstairs, it is up to you, like if you were entering a restaurant or entering a store or walking down the street. You can keep your mask on or off. You can hug and have conversations with people as everyone feels is best for them. We ask that you respect other people's choices in it and just have a great time. It's so wonderful just to be with each other and be in the same room together. Let's keep that energy of care and love and understanding growing here at Unity San Francisco. Thank you and enjoy today's service. Come on in. Welcome. Hi, everybody.
Woo!
A little feedback in the room.
Good morning, Unity San Francisco.
Well, we are back to live services where we have feedback in the room.
Oh, yeah.
Woo!
Oh, yeah.
And so
Feedback.
I'm delighted to have Misa here with me as my platform assistant today. Miss Harvey, thank you.
Welcome. I'm happy to be here. Happy to be here. Happy to see all the faces. Some faces we haven't seen in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. It's new. Yeah.
I'm here for all of it. I'm here for the love, all the newness.
For those of you at home, we are wearing stickers by choice. They're optional here in the sanctuary that say whether we're vaccinated or not, and whether we're want to give or receive hugs as well.
Open for hugging. I'm here for all the hugs. We're hugging. We're hugging.
Look at this. Oh my God. Oh! It's been a while.
Oh my goodness. I have missed those connections.
Yeah.
I have missed that.
And so lots to celebrate today, but one of them is unity itself. And Misa and I were just going over this, that unity has been transformative in so many of our lives, but what is it? And so part of the idea for today is to understand and to describe and to share unity perspective. Misa came to me through another vocalist that we know.
Margot Leduc, some of you may remember
Margot.
Yeah.
And she had never experienced a unity church before.
I think like most people, I assume unity was like Unitarian. Wow, was I wrong? And I do remember, goodness, this must have been almost 10 years ago now.
Yeah.
Ken was at Unity of Fremont at the time, and I remember being asked to sing a jazzy version of the Lord's Prayer and Madonna's Like a Virgin.
No, it was like a prayer.
Like a prayer.
Like a prayer, not like a virgin.
It was like a something.
I was like,
But suffice it to say, it gave me pause. Little Church of God in Christ black girl that I am. I was like, wait, what? Madonna? This is going to be interesting. And I am here 10 years later, a part of the community and just really embracing all of the new thought that there is, because it aligns with the thought that I had had my whole life. So who knew Margot LeDuc would lead me home?
yeah, well, and I knew from the moment we met that it's like, okay, we're going to have to make this a partnership.
It's a thing.
And so buckle up, here we go. We have a bunch of surprises for today, but let's start with our opening song. And today is Rachel Rothman singing The Rose. Enjoy.
Some say love, it is a river that drowns the tender reed. Some say love, it is a razor that leaves your soul to bleed. Some say love, it is a hunger, an endless aching need. I say love, it is a flower, and you, it's only seed. It's the heart afraid of breaking that never learns to dance. It's the dream afraid of waking that never takes the chance. It's the one who won't be taken, who cannot seem to give. And the soul afraid of dying that never learns to live. When the night has been too lonely and the road has been too long, and you think that love is only for the lucky and the strong, just to remember in the winter, far beneath the bitter snows, lies the seed that with the sun's love in the spring becomes the rose.
So I invite you to get comfortable and to allow that seed to be planted deep within your body, within your spirit, in your consciousness. For that seed can be long neglected. That seed can seem to be dormant and dead. But in the right moment, at the right time, life always has its way of bursting forth. So we open ourselves in this moment to the infinite power of rejuvenation and renewal, to the infinite power of the divine in our life. What is it that has been dormant for far too long and is ready to break forth right now, to crack open and be known? That longing within you, that desire in your heart, is an implant from God, from Spirit. It is your true calling, what you are here to do and who you are here to be. Today we celebrate the truth of you, the magnificent expression of your divine life, of your whole being, and your perfect expression. Today is the day that we celebrate and give thanks. Give thanks for all that we have, all that we are, and all that is yet to be. And so it is. Amen. And now I welcome to the platform Tyler Kruger. Thanks, Tyler.
Thank you, Ken.
Sure.
We, the prayer chaplains, one of the functions that we take such pride in at Unity San Francisco is practicing affirmative prayer. So if there is anything on your heart that you would like held in agreement, there's many opportunities for such moments with the prayer chaplain, one of which is right here in the sanctuary after service. You can find different prayer chaplains at the back of the sanctuary or downstairs somewhere around hospitality. But if you're viewing with us remotely, right after service in the spiritual salon room, we have private breakout rooms, so just request a prayer chaplain moment. And then always, you can go to our website, submit a prayer request. Let us know how we can agree with you in your next good using affirmative prayer, not begging, but affirming your divinity and your love. So let us join with you in that process. Now, another practice that we do is singing. We're going to be having our first community song in just a moment. I just want to invite you that if you're viewing with us live, you can join us in the Spiritual Salon Zoom room for a more interactive experience of our Sunday morning service. So during this community song is your chance to log in, stay in the Zoom room for the rest of the service. And Ken was going to say something special.
Are you open for hugs? Yes.
Yes, open for hugs.
So I was going to sneak in with Tyler, too, because I have two different announcements. First off, we're doing the new song that Misa and Carl have written, and Ryan. I don't want to leave Ryan out. Ryan's also one of the authors of the song. We're going to be doing it as a community song for a couple weeks so that we can all learn it and be able to sing along with it. So at home and here in the room, get ready. But also for those of you in the room, you have a present under your seat. You have a present under your seat. You have a present under your seat. You all have presents under your seat. So look under your seats right now. Welcome to Unity San Francisco. They're taped to the bottom of your seats. You can rip it off. Yep.
There's that sound.
Enjoy your gift from us. So enjoy. And with that, we launch ourselves into our
welcome.
community song.
Community song.
Welcome. You are welcome here. W-E-L-C-O-M-E, W-E-L-C-O-M-E. All are welcome at Unity. W-E-L-C-O-M-E, W-E-L-C-O-M-E, W-E-L-C-O-M-E. We salute your divinity. W-E-L-C-O-M-E. Does life have you on a stormy path? And does your heart yearn for peace and rest? A place you can learn and grow. I know a place you can go. Do you have more questions than answers? And does something deep within you stir? Are you longing to know Unity San Francisco? W-E-L-C-O-M-E, W-E-L-C-O-M-E. All are welcome in unity. W-E-L-C-O-M-E, W-E-L-C-O-M-E, W-E-L-C-O-M-E. We salute your divinity. divinity. We see your authentic self. We see who you are called to be. We see your godliness. We love and let peace lead the way. We love the wholeness of you. We love and activate in faith. We love through trials too. We are a diverse community. We are a safe place to go. We are founded in unity. We are Unity San Francisco. WELCOME. WELCOME. All are welcome in unity. WELCOME. 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 We salute your divinity. WELCOME. 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 All are welcome in unity. WELCOME. 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 We salute your divinity. WELCOME.
Hey everybody, I invite you to stay standing and to greet each other with a handshake if you want to, or a hug if you're open to that, or just an air hug. Hi everybody in Zoom room. Hi. Welcome to great to have you here. Hi Nancy. Woo. Hey Demetrius. How are you? Great to see you. Happy Sunday. You like your prayer wheel? Yeah. Yeah, sure. Absolutely. I loved my Oprah moment. I got to be Oprah. I got to give out presents. Welcome. We're so glad you're here. And I'm going to turn it back over to Tyler on platform.
Thank you, everybody. What a beautiful energy, humanity in the room, right here together, connecting, and on Zoom. So thank you, everybody, for exchanging and sharing love. Now, we always give the opportunity to exchange love, that giving and receiving. We try to make it as simple as possible. So if you want to share your love in a financial way with Unity San Francisco, there's a lot of easy ways. One way is just text UnitySF to 44321. Another way is when you're viewing through our website, just click the button just below the video for offering and donation. If you're on a different platform, in the chat is a link for offering and donation. And as always, send us a check right here at our spiritual home at 240 Page Street. Now we have another beautiful Sunday with a special dedication. So let's turn this over to Ken.
Thank you, Tyler. Thank you. And I'm going to invite to platform Misa and Dean and Ryan as we talk about why we give. So squeeze in, guys, so you can see. That's the shot, so that you're all in the shot. Okay? Ryan knows this. And for those of you at home, we have a monitor that can tell if we're on camera or not, so that you can see us. So it's in the middle of the COVID year. I believe. We were in COVID time, and we were here in the sanctuary having a rehearsal of music, recording music, trying to figure out what music was. It was one of those iterations where we didn't know how we were doing it, we were just going to do it. And I turned to Misa and said, I think your family should have a window here. And she said, funny you should say that. We've been thinking about it. How much would that cost? And I said, oh, for you, we'll get you a special deal. You can pay it over 5 years. And so she said, yes. And so I want to give you the Harvey family window, which is window 2. This is what it looked like originally when we bought the building 2 years ago. Now, by all appearances from this photo, you say, well, it doesn't look that bad. The reality of it was something quite different, though. This is a video and a still shot of the window, that actual window, taken right before it was removed. And you can see through to the street because the glass was about to just fall out. There were pieces missing and pieces totally cracked. Most of the lead, all of the lead had to be completely replaced, the leading between the glass. And in places, the window didn't have glass, had plexiglass that somebody took a Sharpie and colored it in so that you wouldn't notice that there wasn't glass missing. And this one is especially good. I love the blue marks a lot that filled that one in, or the missing piece. Also, in those front windows, they became target practice for someone through the years. The sheep at the middle window had BB holes and cracks all in it, and there were sections that were completely missing and just had black plexiglass in them, totally not there. Also, even on window 2, which is the Harvey family window, the painted symbols in it were so faded and broken. All those black lines you see in those 2 symbols are cracks that had been repaired with more leading. And so the windows had broken at some point and somebody pieced them back together. But also the painting had all faded. There supposedly is flowers in the one on the left with the crown on the cross. And that is, if you can't tell, a dove holding an olive branch on the right-hand side. That was the original window. And through the generosity of the Harvey family and the dedication of the Harvey family to Unity San Francisco, this is what it looks like today. And you can see it here in person if you're in the room, and we have the picture of it for you there. But I want to show you two more details of this window. So this is the close-up of what we replaced the dove with. This is a mandala, hand-painted and crafted with cut gems and jewels. That's at the top of that window, and Misa got to pick the colors of it. And one of the artisans at Helios Art Glass created it for us. Just a remarkable thing. And this is the dedication that Misa and her family decided on that we worked out together. Lovingly dedicated to the Harvey family, past, present, and future. Yeah.
Go ahead.
First of all, thank you. To us, this was a no-brainer. When we heard about the window campaign, I think Misa and I almost immediately had a conversation, and it was a very short conversation. This community has been very good to our family, and it has been very good to me, specifically spiritually, because I found it very difficult to find a spiritual home that I felt comfortable in. So this is something that we wanted to leave something here, and hopefully our future family will be continuing on at this location, and we wanted something here to mark how much we really appreciate this community, all of you, because all of you are the ones that made me feel comfortable and the family feel comfortable. I'm going to pass it on to Misa.
So just to kind of speak to the tenure, if you will, how much time we've had with Unity San Francisco. I kind of hinted at it earlier, little Kojic girl that I am. The last 10 years or so that I've known Rev Ken and I've been here in the Unity family, there have been some really rough roads. We went through a really hard season of reaping, a really hard season of reaping where we lost a lot of people.
We lost a lot of family members. We lost our matriarchs. We lost friends. And it was a relentless 2-year period of just pain. And part of what allowed us to continue was coming here and being greeted by Kate at the door and seeing Alan smile and getting those lovely Marty hugs and Elizabeth with her beautiful spirit and energy and just everyone embracing and enfolding us while we were going through that trial. Really, you have no idea. I can't even really articulate how you held us. The prayer chaplains held us during that time. So when we say past, we're talking about all of those who came before that made up who we are. So these are, from my side of the family, these would be the Pruitts, the Fullers, da-da-da-da-da. For Dean's side of the family, the Harveys, the Peers, da-da-da-da-da. For present, we have 4 children, 3 of whom were at one point employed here. So, the Dean Jr. is the only one who hasn't been employed here. So you have our 4 children and their families. We have our Dean Jr., who just welcomed a beautiful baby girl, part of our future. Milan and her family, who've been here and actually will be here later, that's our future. Whatever Ryan ends up doing, that's our future. And it's our hope and our prayer that they will continue to grow and be fortified by this community as we have. And he's good. So Ken, if you click ahead, we have an affirmation that we say, and when I tell you that I lean into this every time I do anything, we give with abundant love and joy. Because as we have given, we have more than received. So, I give with abundant love and joy. As I give, I receive. Can you know that with us? I give with abundant love and joy. As I give, I receive. And so it is.
Amen. Thank you. Thank you. And Ryan, thank you so much. And I want to, one thing they didn't say that I want to say for them is I want to make sure everybody understands it is truly a family window. Dean and Misa aren't the only ones contributing to it. And Ryan is a grateful giver here as well. And so I just want to honor that. And unusual in a young man of his age. And so thank you for showing up like you do, Ryan, and taking care of us so well. Today is What's the Buzz? What's going on? What's on your heart? What's on your mind? It's a question and answer session that I do annually, sometimes even more than that, depending on what's going on in the world. But we haven't had a forum like this in quite a while. And I'm delighted that we have people in the room. There are 2 mics set up, as I mentioned earlier, for you to use. They'll be sanitized between each question. And if you're online and want to ask a question, you can type it into the chat. Cleo will read it here. If you want to stay anonymous in the question, please just put anonymous after you type your question into the chat, and she will not mention your name. If you don't, she will indicate who is asking the question. So with that understood, and the questions can be anything you want. I prefer they be about theology, not about politics. But if you have a political question, I'll answer it theologically or spiritually, one of the other. So with that in mind, I'm going to start us off with Rachel Rothman again, is going to sing for us, and this time, Hero by Mariah Carey.
There's a hero
If you look inside your heart, you don't have to be afraid of what you are. There's an answer if you reach into your soul, and the sorrow that you know will melt away. And then a hero comes along with the strength to carry on, and you cast your fears aside, and you know you can survive. So when you feel like hope is gone, look inside you and be strong, and you'll finally see the truth, that a hero lies in you. It's a long road when you face the world alone. No one reaches out a hand for you to hold. You can find love if you search within yourself, and the emptiness you felt will disappear. And then a hero comes along with the strength to carry on, and you cast your fears aside, and you know you can survive. So when you feel like hope is gone, look inside you and be strong, and you'll finally see the truth, that a hero lies in you. I know dreams are hard to follow, but don't let anyone tear them away. Yeah, hold on, there will be tomorrow. In time, you'll find the way. And then a hero comes along with the strength to carry on, and you cast your fears aside, and you know you can survive. And when you feel like hope is gone, look inside you and be strong, and you'll finally see the truth, that a hero lies in you. That a hero lies in you.
Rachel Rothman. Whew. Yeah. So, Misa asked me earlier, what have people been asking you lately? And to be honest, it's been, the questions that have been coming up have been about social justice and Unity's place in that, and Unity's history of it. And to be quite honest, it isn't all pretty, because Unity is created by and here on the earth and by human beings with their own foibles and inherent biases and prejudices. And I am proud to sit as chairman of Unity World Headquarters. And the work that we're doing, I asked to have created and put together a DEI task force that sits at the board level to help advise that. And one of the first things we did was to revamp, ask the staff at unity.org, Unity World Headquarters, to revamp the DEI page and the truth of our racial history and our treatment of LGBTQ plus people. Because what they had on the website before was very whitewashed, literally written by white people for white people to make white people feel comfortable. And that change to be able to be honest about where we've been and what we've done, and to come forward and recreate something new, but knowing where we've been. We transcend it, but it stays part of the inclusion. So for those of you who haven't heard this before, at Unity Village, which is our beautiful campus outside of Kansas City, Missouri, outside of Kansas City, it's 1,400 acres. For many years, we did not allow black people to stay on campus. And even if they were enrolled in ministerial school, they had to stay elsewhere, whereas everyone else could live on campus. That was not fixed until the 1950s, and until the 1960s, black people were not allowed to swim in the swimming pool. Yep. And those truths are hard because we think of ourselves as so progressive and so awake and so with it. And the truth is we're not. The first same-sex union that happened on grounds at Unity Village was 2007. Wow. 2007 was the first same-sex union that happened on campus at Unity Village. Right? So I was the first person to write an article for Unity magazine about homosexuality in the Bible, and that was in 2011. So we have a lot to make up for. And every individual church and every individual person may have been much further along the journey than the national headquarters was. But that's the truth of our national organization. And I still love it. I chose to stay and to fight for the change within. And when I got a call from Jim Blake, this new CEO, who we went to ministerial school together, and he asked me to join the board and serve on the board because he wanted to do a big outreach to the LGBTQ plus community, I said, well, Jim, the only way I know to reach that community, to reach our community, is if you have people of leadership, gay people in leadership. And he goes, I know, that's why I'm asking you. It's like, oh, okay. And, but our example is so much more than our words. And what I'm proud of today is that Unity has stepped up and is leading by example. We have a goal at Unity headquarters to have a 40% population of our employees with people of color. We're not there, but it is the goal of the HR department, of the Human Resources Department, and it's everything we're doing to take steps and advance that along the way. And so Misa, that's the answer to the question. It's like, yeah, we've come a long way, and we have a long way to go, and I'm delighted to be on the journey. I'm delighted to be in the middle of raising consciousness, because I know I have my own too, right? And my own areas of growth and opportunities for seeing things more wholly and fully and more spiritually soundly. And that's why I love Unity, because we're open to the question. We're open to the admitting how wrong we've been and how to make it right. So with that, I take your questions. All right, so we have one coming up. Mr. Harvey?
Hey, you guys already saw me on the mic today. I thought you guys would be running for the mic. Come on. Actually, you kind of hit on some of the things that I was kind of going over in my head, but I'm wondering, you personally, dealing with a community. We have a very diverse community here. So first of all, I'm really proud of what we have here in Unity San Francisco, regardless of where Unity started. But, you know, every week we fill out the questionnaire and basically
Spiritual connection card?
Yeah, spiritual connection card and so forth. And there's a portion down on the bottom where you can write in different things that you may not see there. I'm just wondering how you and the rest of the ministers, or Rev Deanne in this case, have the time to go through all this stuff, because it seems like you address it when it's written in. It seems like you actually address it, so you're getting a chance to look at each and every one of those. Is this the case, that you actually are able to look at each and every card that comes through?
For the most part, now that they're coming on, they come electronically and they come physically. It's a new jungle. It's a new jumble of how to get to them all, and sometimes they show up in my inbox and then get buried because all of them show up for me on Sunday.
Right.
So it's why I turn my phone off during Sunday. But the answer, basically, though, Dean, is that has been some of the richest things, and that's so important because it allows us to know not only if we are hitting the mark, like meeting people where what we think we're teaching is actually what we're saying and doing, if we're coherent in that way and aligned. And then the other part of it is it allows us to know where you are, what's going on in your lives, and where you are in your journey. And I say that as a singular plural because I'm acting like there's one of you, right? We're all at different places in our journey at different times. And so, but it gives me an opportunity to zero in and to speak to something that maybe I had forgotten that's important on the journey to remember, because it's become so entrenched in part of my being that I forgot, that was a huge lesson when I learned that. It was a huge lesson when I got to articulate it and to own it. And so it gives me an opportunity to remember, to go back to basics, to go back to things that I think everybody understands. So that's why it's a gift.
Absolutely. One more point, Justin, and this is more of a point than a question. I found that when I first started coming to Unity, I would watch, and there would be certain things that really grabbed me, and then other things kind of didn't grab me. But as I learned the Unity values and the way that Unity...
And the lingo?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It started grabbing me more, and I really understood it. And I just wanted to commend you guys on that, because that's something that I feel has greatly helped me. And as I look around the room here and I see the faces that I see a lot of the same faces, and I see a lot of new faces that are coming in. And it seems to me, just based on the conversations that don't happen here, but that are downstairs when we're able to talk and so forth, that everyone is getting a little something different, something a little different, but is being received. So I just wanted to make that point.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Dean. Marty? There's a mic right behind you, Marty. Yeah.
I feel so blessed to have Unity in my life on so many different levels. During this pandemic period, I've been so amazed as to how much I've been flourishing and not struggling. And I want to share that, but also I want to be more patient with those people who are struggling. And you mentioned patience, just a little while ago, with clicking the screen. Patience is so challenging for me. And I'm wondering if you can speak to that, how I can be and we can be patient with ourselves and with others.
Thank you, Marty. Thanks, a great question. For anyone who had trouble hearing it, he was asking, his own experience during COVID has been positive. You've had a good time, but he wants to be patient with people who haven't. And patience is not a virtue I was born with, so, but it is a virtue that is learnable, right? Because being a middle child, I always was like eager to get on, to get attention, so I was always that kind of just go-getter. And that's why when I moved to New York, I was like, oh, this is my city. Nobody waits. They just push past. It's like, it's still to this day, when I go to theater and I see people line up to enter a theater, I'm like, what the hell is that? It's like, you go in all the doors you can find because you all have reserved seating. You don't need to line up. It's like, so that gives you an idea of my level of patience. But what I've learned about patience and why I love it today is that things are going to happen when they're going to happen. We cannot move the celestial clock, period. It is going to unfold as it needs to unfold. That's what we call divine order. A plant will not produce fruit before its time. And so in that interim, in that period, I can either be miserable or I can choose to accept. And that's what it just basically boils down to. I can choose to be mad at the tree for taking the time it needs to deliver a blessing to me. Or I can find something else to focus on in that time and be grateful when the tree finally produces its fruit. So in the world of COVID, in this year that we've had every experience. And if you're like me, there have been moments that have been perfectly fine, and there have been moments that I have just wanted to lose it, and almost did. And every step along the way, I just kept having to go back to, this is what is. I have to wait for it to end when it's supposed to end, and as it's supposed to end. And to be also patient with others. So it goes down to the work of Byron Katie, which we've done here and talked about here, and I've lectured on it. If you aren't familiar with it, she wrote Loving What Is and does the work of Byron Katie. You can find it online at thework.com. And it's just about asking 4 questions. It's about challenging what you believe. It's like, I believe COVID should have been over already. Well, COVID should have been over already. Is that true? Well, obviously not, because it's not. It's like, and who am I to say when a disease, a virus, is going to be over or not? So it's like, okay, so that's not true. So I move on, because the second question is it absolutely true that COVID should be over? And obviously, no is sufficient of an answer. Then the next question is, how do I react when I believe that coronavirus should be over? Will I become tense and my stomach knots and I get angry and I get hostile and I lash out and I don't eat well? I do all kinds of things. And who would I be? 4th question. Who would I be without the belief that that thing should not be? And the answer is usually, hi. It's the Scott Dunham family. Hi, guys, come have a seat. And we will put back in some blessing of the children later. So that moment, I get to see that it's my belief that's making me miserable. It's not actually the outside circumstance that's making me miserable. It's my belief that it should be different than it is. It's my fighting reality that causes all the pain in my life. It's my belief that something should not be, or someone should not be the way they are. Oh, if they were only not do that, I'd be happy. Oh, really? They've got that much power to control your happiness or not. So that's how patience works for me now. It's like it's a virtue because I get to choose how to be in these periods where I'm waiting for something else. I'm not going to say I'm going to stop waiting for something else. We all have goals and dreams and things we want to see. I'm waiting for a more just and more equitable world. But I'm not going to be miserable every moment till we get there. That's not going to get me. All that's going to get me is more misery. Right? Misery begets more misery. So there's a difference in it somehow, even if I'm not articulating it well. Thank you, Marty. Okay. Have any other questions? John? Yeah. Okay. Hi.
Can I take this off?
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
So I participated in the online LGBTQ plus forum, and I just wanted to see, I know there were a lot of suggestions about doing something locally here, like a support group or outreach, I don't know what you call it, but what I found even in my professional life is, discussion even about racial equity, diversity of thought, diversity, just keeping it going and keeping the conversation going. So I just wanted to follow up and see where we are with that.
Yeah.
And then I have a theological question that you may want to not, but where do we get the balance between, and I asked you this before, but I always need to hear it, is where do we get the balance between seeing the injustice, acceptance, and then moving on our anger, at least me personally, where you said patience, my thing is anger, getting to the point where it's I want this to change and I want it to change now. So anyway, those are my...
Well, I call it my Gandalf moment, where you're standing there and you put your spear down and you go, you will not pass.
Right.
Right? That will not happen here. That will not take place in my watch. And we all have dominion over some area of our lives, what we can allow to happen in our personal life, in our relationships with others. And we can have those loving, I love you, but I will not let you speak to me that way. I love you, but I will not put up with that behavior in my home, right? I love you, and I will not I will not allow that kind of bias, closed-mindedness to go unchallenged, right? You can say that, right? You have to be really clear that what you're going to do is open up a whole can of worms that you may not be ready for, because some of that's going to come back at you. And that's the spiritual practice. Because we think we are I've got this, right? And in reality, we are sometimes projecting our anger of our own stuff into the outside world. So my journey has taught me that if I'm going to do that, if I'm going to be that advocate, if I'm going to be that person, that I have to be willing to look at my own stuff and how I fall short. And being willing to admit that as part of the conversation. Because when I do admit that, I don't know how to do this, when I can go up to my friends of color and say, help me here. I want to be better, and I'm perplexed. And this is what I've done in the past. This is how I've done it in the past, and it sucks, I know. So, but also not making them responsible for me. Right? So that's the journey I'm on right now. With all that, I had a huge laugh. Mies and I were talking about this. Last year, I read White Fragility, right? I was on fire with White Fragility. And then it was all over the internet that Robin DiAngelo was racist. It was a meme for the next week. It was like, God, I can't even get that right. It was but the conversation has to be constantly evolving. So that's A. And just being willing to not take ourselves so seriously in these kind of situations. I mean, there are serious things. I don't want to dismiss that at all. I'm from Louisiana. And what came out in the news this week about the Louisiana State Police and the videos that were just released are horrific. It is another murder. Someone was said, this, I can't remember the gentleman's name right now, but he was killed. It was like, no, he was murdered. Clear as day. And I think that's how we start needing to say those things, and that's a advocacy on its own, right, of its own. And at the same time, to be open. So in the LGBTQ world, what we're doing at Unity, we had an event planned for Gay Pride Week. That's been postponed for some different issues. But what we're doing with it is we have some of the material done already, and we're going to start unfolding it for all year. We're going to be doing monthly events, forums like we did for the LGBTQ plus world, and then we're going to have an in-person summit next year at Unity Village, which I'm really excited for. It's going to be building the community and bringing more people in. So it's not us talking to ourselves, but actually using the COVID world and the COVID breakthroughs to expand our reach and our conversation with people outside of the Unity bubble, and then to bring them all together for an enriching conversation where they're teaching us as much as we think we're teaching them. Right? And so that's stay tuned, and I'd love to have a local group here that I'd love to have you be part of.
Yes, let me know how I can help.
Great.
Great, thank you.
Yeah. And I'm just conscious of the time. I'm a little long-winded, you might have noticed. So let's do a quick blessing of the children before we do the meditation. Or let's do the meditation, and then we'll do a blessing of the children. It'll allow them to get some, we don't need the slides to do it. We'll do it without the slides, okay? So I invite you to get comfortable, to allow the chair to hold you, and to allow this music to permeate your very being. For these songs we've chosen are about this, about transformation, about letting go of beliefs and taking on a new way of being.
I believe in open doors. I've taken off the screen. I'm ready to let the world come inside and touch my life. I will no longer be defined by what someone else believes that I am. Now that I have dropped the weight, I am light as a feather. It's time to elevate. Sober eyes, lift your eyes, spread your wings and prepare to fly. This is the moment of your life. Go ahead and fly. I believe in open doors. I'm outside of the box. What did not demolish me simply polished me. Now the clearer I can see. I know where I wanna go. I am living in the flow. And now that I have dropped the weight, I am light as a feather. It's time to elevate.
you are right now, I invite you to feel the wings, of your archangel coming out of the back, spreading out at full wingspan, living life as large as you can be, floating on the air, deciding every turn. For in the midst of accepting and loving what is, we also get to be as we want to be in it, floating, flying, soaring, moving, viewing, sharing, exploring, loving. This moment is your life. This day is your canvas. This life, your story. So I invite you in this moment to visualize and to experience what you want for this day, how you want the rest of it to go, to be, and to let all the sounds of the room, the music and the children, be part of that journey of love and faith. Celebrating all that is. Raise your soul. Lift your true identity on wings. Let it soar. This is who you've come here to be. We take the basket off of the lamp. We remove the shackles from our eyes and the chains from our being. And soar, soar, and soar.
I believe in open doors.
Amen.
I'm outside of the box. What did not demolish me simply polished me. Now the clear I can see. I know where I wanna go,
I say yes.
I am living in the flow.
I rise to the flow.
And now that I have dropped the weight, I am light as a feather. It's time to elevate. Sober eyes, lift your eyes, spread your wings, and prepare to fly. This is the moment of your life. Go ahead and fly. Sober eyes, lift your eyes, spread your wings, and prepare to fly. This is the moment of your life. Go ahead and fly.
Thank you. Kudos to Misa, Cleo, and Ruby, and Carl on piano for that incredible song. That's an India Ari song that they interpreted for us. Stunning. I'm going to call an audible. We're going to do Blessing of the Children and then do the closing song. And that's it. Not any announcements. So everyone at online and everyone here, check out our website. Dave has a class coming up. Tyler has a class coming up. There's great things coming on. I will be doing a spiritual salon. Let's get the kids on up here. Yeah. I will be doing a spiritual salon today to continue this conversation. It'll be here in the room, set up with our Zoom room here in the room and online. That'll start at 12:30. We have hospitality below. But in the meantime, let's bless the kids, and they're going to come up. Woo! All right. Micah. My God, and Carey, you're gotten so big. So why don't you introduce everybody?
It's been a while. You want to turn my mic on low?
Oh my God, fist bump, dude.
It's been a while since my
Fist bump?
grandbabies and my daughter and my son have made an appearance.
How are you?
Some of you may
me?
remember when Milan was here before, she was pregnant with a little boy.
Hi, Micah.
This is Micah. Micah's 2.5.
Yeah.
And Carey,
say hi to everybody.
You guys
Say
might
hi?
remember he was the, come here,
say hi?
baby.
Yeah. Ooh. Okay, good. Do it again. Wave again.
Carey is 4
Wave
and some
again.
change. And here we have our new little princess, our COVID baby. This is Melissa Jaden.
Melissa.
And she's 6 and some change months old.
Oh
now
my
we
God.
do have another one. We have an older one, but he's not here with us today. But this is my future. This is our legacy. Our babies, they're so beautiful, and we love them and love on them, my babies, all the time. So we have a blessing that we say here at Uni San Francisco. I'll say it once. Shout it with me because, again, they're babies. Say it for the children in your life, the children in your spirit, the children in your heart, right? You are God's perfect expression of divine life. We love you exactly the way you are. Can you know that with me? You are God's perfect expression of divine life. We love you exactly the way you are. Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
I remember the first Sunday that Milan came to Unity San Francisco, and we said that to her, and it freaked her out. And then she became youth and family director.
She, this is my child, so we love you exactly the way you are.
Yay! Thank you, guys. I'm so glad
you so
you're
much
here.
For coming.
Oh, wonderful. You can go take a look at your window.
Downstairs.
Yeah, you
we'll
have to go
look
look
at
your window.
Okay.
So
Tyler,
come on up.
Cleo.
And Cleo, come on up. We have a surprise for you. So Thomas, I'm going to let Thomas do some work behind me as we talk about this. Dave's class is on The Universe is Calling, right? Tyler's is, beginning June what, something? 7. Check the website. Tyler's class is Monday nights. Dave's is Wednesday. Tyler's is visioning. Life visioning process of Michael Beckwith. While they're getting the mics in way, we have a little bit of a surprise for you. Next week, we're starting live music. All of our music will no longer be recorded. It will be live here. So we're giving you a little taste of that today. For the closing number, Misa, Tyler, and Cleo are going to sing One Step. We invite everyone at home to stand and to sing along, and everyone in the room to stand and sing along with us as we close with One Step.
One. Do that again.
You did it.
Live. We're back.
Okay, I got it. Here we go.
1, 2, 3. One step, one step, one step, one step. Old-time religion is a box I do not fit in. I am metaphysical, I am transcendent. Change the situation by changing your mind. Raise the vibration by knowing you are divine. Make a mental path, one step, repeat. I surrender to the presence of the God in me. Make a mental path, one step, repeat. I am practicing the presence of the Goddess in me. believe, you've got to know your truth. Pure potential possibility, that is you. If you stand in opposition, you perpetuate the thing. Would you resist? Persist, so let love be what you bring. Make a mental path, one step, repeat. I surrender to the presence of the God in me. Make a mental path, one step, repeat. I am practicing the presence of the goddess in one step, one step, one step, one step. Follow your intuition and the passion that you got. Be pulled by your vision, don't get pushed by your thoughts. Everything experienced is energetic. Be aware of energy you give and you get it. Out of routine, step into observer state. Change your mind by changing habits, choose a different way. Say oh yeah to your highest and your best. What you desire you can straight up manifest. Make a mental path, one step, repeat. I surrender to the presence of the God in me. Make a mental path, one step, repeat. I am practicing the presence of the goddess. One step, 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 one step.
Cleo Briggs, Tyler Kruger, and Misa Malone. Happy Sunday, everybody. I'll see you downstairs for hospitality, or I'll see you in Zoom room after. Have a great day. Woo, thank you, guys.